How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Since I'm first, if there's anything you want to stretch here today, my body would be very grateful for that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was planning to do the same stretch we did that week. We did that. Why is this tight?
Maybe too much working, too much hunching. I don't know. Maybe it's the push-ups that Ashley's been having me doing. I don't know.
He's evil. I'm telling you.
Sometimes. And sometimes it's the really small movements that really get you the next day that you're not really thinking.
Yeah. For me as well. If I do a lot of like band work, I always get like, I feel like maybe because my arms are weak, so I tend to strain myself more.
Yep.
Happens a lot. Yeah. Are you cold in the basement?
No, we have the furnace vent is like sort of right above me, so it's always pretty hot down here.
Perfect. So you can do hot yoga.
Sometimes it feels that way.
I like your setup. You've got a lot of equipment.
Yeah, we have I'm pretty lucky.
That's good. That's great. Yeah.
I just have to actually get down here to use it.
Yeah, I know. We have like a few like weight stuff, barbell in the garage, but it's so cold. Yeah. I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it. I just train like inside the house without the barbell. It's like so cold it burns my skin, you know. We're early, so we can just chat for a little bit and wait till the other guys come in.
Who's that, Renee?
So what else besides here?
Oh, I'm always good with whatever you do. I enjoy it immensely.
Oh, thank you so much. How about you, Renee? Ali? Any specific areas?
No, I'm good with whatever. It's my first yoga class, so I don't really care.
Ever?
Yeah, it's my first ever.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you. It's an honor to have you here then.
It's an honor for you to be my coach.
Oh, thank you. Well, I hope you have a good session. We don't do anything too crazy around here. And Andrea says that she's going to have to miss us tonight. No worries. We'll wait a couple more minutes. So, Ali, do you train in the classes, or do you do Fit Over 40, or?
I do train in the classes. I'm a Firepower Kids coach, so I work on the kids side a lot.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Lacker. Hey, Carmen.
Vanessa, so nice to see you this week.
Well, thank you. It's Good my evening. Goal to come every week. I don't know. This didn't happen last week. Like, totally forgot. I'm losing it just a little bit at a time. And I fell asleep at the end of the mobility on Monday night. It's like, it's done.
Well, you are a mother to a newborn.
Oh my God. Tell me about it. But I'm 50. I'm not 32.
How is it?
Like I was before. Sorry, Milla, what?
Are you picking up all the poop and everything around the house, or?
Oh my God. Well, my staff, my sons, they're not bad.
Okay.
They're pretty good, but she's thank goodness she's cute. It's just like kids. It's like somehow the universe ordained that we love them, because otherwise we want to throw them out the window.
Yeah. And she's supposed to get really big as well, right? So
Yeah, she's gonna be like 70 pounds. So like I think that's quite sizable.
So like golden retriever size, Labrador size. Yeah.
Yep. That's her.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like fairly big size dog. So the poop is
Yeah.
just going to get bigger and bigger.
I know. I believe me that for all these years that I've had sons, I was like, I am not doing that until I get a whole break from the years I've spent cleaning your butts. And so I guess I forgot.
Yeah, I know. I know. I was thinking the same thing. Like, I feel like I've just gotten out of that phase with my kids, and they're talking about like puppy, and I'm like, no, not
Okay,
touching any
more
poo.
time.
No,
More
not
time.
wiping anybody asses. No,
Yes.
none of that
Need more time. Need
for a
more time.
long time.
But when I came, I took her out to with me on Monday, and I packed like basically a doggy diaper bag. I'm like, what is happening? I've got toys, a blanket, vinegar in case she pees somewhere, and a poop bag, and there's a lot of dog lovers on this call, I know, and so this is your life already, but this is new to me. This is like a virgin adult run at age 51 almost.
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah.
You've never had a dog before, Vanessa?
As a child.
Yeah, but you weren't responsible for them then.
Nope.
That makes a difference. Yeah, totally. It's like playing with other people's kids.
Exactly.
It's a different game.
Exactly. All right, I'll stop talking and taking the airwaves about my my plight with the puppy there, Milla.
No, we're just recording. It's okay. Jillian popping in now. So while we're waiting, ladies, if
All
there's
good.
any props that you normally need, like a bolster or a block or a band that has very little resistance or a towel, that would be great. So it's anything you need to grab, you can just take one, because you never know. You know, when we get into poses, you might need extra things. So towel, I would suggest something at least this length, so you can actually wrap it around your body or your legs to grab it with. Nothing too small, like a face towel is not going to work. And then a block. If you don't have a bolster like mine, you can just grab a couple pillows. And then I've got my special bubbly tonight. It's celebrating the last night of the year of the rat for us. So I'm gonna drink a little bit, you know, relax. So I'll be sipping the wine while we're doing it. Only the professionals can do it, because otherwise you might throw up.
Or go to sleep.
Yay, cheers. So everyone, I think everyone's here. Yeah. Let's get started. Let me put this away. So if you have any kind of prop, you can place it under your bum, and then when you're sitting down, I want you to drop your knees as much as you can, so that they're at least lower than your hip bones here, the pelvis here. So you can prop it up a little bit more if you need to, just so that you feel comfortable and that your knees are pointing down, like so. So you just kind of tilt your pelvis a little bit forward, so your knees are pointing down. The idea is that when we're in yoga practice, we always talk about the energy flow, and we always want the flow to go downwards. So anything that's like toxins or anything, it's just going to flow through your legs. So if your knees are higher, we believe that the energy gets stuck in this area. So when you're all set, you can just place your hands on your thighs and just kind of roll your shoulders back so that you're aware of where your shoulder positions are. And then keeping a neutral spine. So just checking in with yourself, moving your spine forward and back. And you can even kind of move your body in a very small circle and just kind of find that center point. You can do it with your eyes closed. And just slowly be a little bit more aware of your spine position. Feel as if you're arching your back or you're rounding your back. Try to bring it back to neutral. If your shoulders are tight, try to drop them down away from the ears. And keep the back of your neck nice and long. And you want to think about almost as if your energy is going through your spine. So it's going in a straight line up and down. And the energy is going up towards the crown of your head. And the energy going straight down towards the bottom of your sit bones, down towards the mat or the block that you're sitting on. And then it's also branching out down towards your knees. And slowly going down towards your toes. Just before we begin the practice tonight, just give yourself a moment to set an intention. Whether or not this hour is dedicated for yourself, as self-care, or you just want a good night's sleep, or you just really enjoy my company. Whatever that is, set the intention of why you're here tonight. Think about all of the positive things and happy thoughts. And slowly begin to deepen the breath. You're going to breathe in and out through your nose. And when you draw the air in, you want to fill the lungs, filling the belly as well. Expand the rib cage out towards the side of your arms. And as you exhale, everything come back to neutral, and the air goes back out through your nostrils. So very slowly try to deepen the breath. And acknowledging the movement of your rib cage, your shoulders, your belly. Through your breath. Extending the inhalation to just a little bit longer. And extending the exhalation a little bit longer as well. Try to keep the breath fairly even. So you're not sucking all the way in too far, too much. Rather, you're going in a little bit slow, keeping it consistent. And as you exhale, keeping the consistency of your exhalation. You can slowly start to open your eyes. And you can take your block or your cushion away. We're going to start with some neck stretch. So I'll just turn to face you guys. You're going to place your right palm underneath and sitting on your right hand. You're going to feel the stretch going down through the neck towards the right shoulder. Your left hand, you can just place it on the floor and you're going to drop the ear down towards the shoulder. Good. Now stay here and adjust the angle of where your head is to feel the sweet spot that you need. So you can either tilt it down forward a bit more to feel the stretch going down along the back more, or keep it fairly straight on so your face is facing directly the computer, to feel the stretch going along this way. So kind of just adjust where your chin is pointing. You'll feel that the stretch moves, and find that sweet spot where you feel like that's it, that's the spot. Now I feel really tight, and you stay there. Good, and slowly come back to neutral. You're gonna take the right hand out. You're gonna reach over, and reaching over like a ballerina, and then you're gonna slowly drop this left elbow onto the floor and reach over. Keeping the right side of your bum on the floor, so the anchor of the body is still being down. And you're stretching the side body. Do the same technique so you can lean forward a bit more to feel the stretch moves. It changes where you feel it as you dip your body forward more or lean back a bit more. And you're gonna come back up, inhaling. Exhale, interlace the fingers, reach forward with your palms, reaching up. Opening the shoulders, keep your arms as straight as possible, reaching your arms past the ears if you can, without overarching your back. And then you're gonna place your hands behind you, fingertips pointing towards yourself, palm on the floor. You're gonna lift your bum up, and then knees are on the floor. You're gonna open up the chest and look back. Full front body stretch. Keeping your knees on the floor. Good, and release, coming back down. Now you're just gonna swap your legs position so the other leg is in front now. And we'll do the same thing with the neck stretch on the side. You're gonna place your left palm underneath, and you're gonna reach your right arm over. Oh, sorry. We're gonna reach your right ear towards the right shoulder. That's right, that's the first stretch. Make sure you're gonna try to drop this left shoulder down as much as you can. Good, and then you're gonna take the arm out. You're gonna lean over to the right side. You can touch that right elbow towards the mat by keeping the left hip down. Great, coming back up, inhaling. Interlace the fingers again. Stack the other finger on top this time, so it's gonna feel weird. Push forward and reach up. Open up the chest. Make sure your neck is relaxed. Arms straight, pushing up towards the ceiling. Good, and then placing the hands behind you. One more time, fingertips towards yourself, knees on the floor, and push your hips up. Neck relaxed as much as you can. Yes, look back. And slowly come back down. Good, and release. Gonna come onto your palms and your knees. Palms under the shoulders, knees hip distance wide. Just gonna move through your spine just to warm up your spine a little bit. So move through a couple of cat and cow poses. So arching your back, lifting the tailbone up, and then opening the chest, pulling the shoulders back, and gaze up. And then tuck your chin first, and then round the shoulders, and then tucking the tailbone in, pushing it back up towards the ceiling. And then again, slowly go through it a few times at your own pace. Feel free to deepen it every time. But if you feel particularly tight tonight, just do what you can. Good, and then you're gonna come back to center. You're gonna place a right arm through, rest the right shoulder on the floor. Keep the right palm, sorry, that was your left arm. See, I shouldn't have a little bit of wine, it's making me talk crazy already. You're gonna slowly twist your spine with your right palm on the floor. And just use your hand to keep pushing. Once you feel comfortable here, you can slowly reach your right arm up. And you want to reach your right arm towards the back of the room. You're going to turn the palm. If you can, then you're going to place your hand either onto the side of your body, or you're going to reach to go towards that inner thigh. Stay there a few moments. Good, that's it. You're going to come back to the center, releasing everything. And you're going to come back and sit back into child's pose just to neutralize your spine for a moment. In this child's pose, your arms can be in front or behind you. It's totally up to you. You can just kind of wiggle your bum a little bit, just make yourself comfortable. Take a few deep breaths and really breathe in towards the belly and towards the back of your lower back. When I say breathing into the lower back, I want you to draw the air down to the belly. Feel the expansion and stretch of the vertebrae of your lower back. Good, you're going to slowly come back up. We'll do the same twist movement on the other side. So placing the right palm on the floor now. And then when you're ready, you can reach that left arm up. And then reaching the left arm around the back, reaching for that right inner thigh. If you can grab a hold of something, you grab it and use that to help you open up that left shoulder as well. If you've been doing lots of push-ups, you'll feel your pecs. Try to really open up the shoulders. Externally rotate and stretch your pec muscles as far as you can. Good, and you're going to release. Come back towards the center, going back to child's pose. And again, once you're in child's pose, feel free to kind of wiggle your bum, or I like to do that because, you know, sometimes you get into a deep twist, and when you go back to the center, it doesn't feel like you're right back just yet. And you kind of wiggle yourself a little bit, and then you'll slowly settle back into neutral. Great, and I'm going to slowly come back up. We're going to extend the right foot in front, step it in between your palms. You're going to come up, do some hip opening stretches first. So with your right knee at 90 degrees, you're going to move your left knee back a little bit further. If your mat is really thin, I would suggest you either double up your mat from the side like this, so you have more cushion under your knee, or you can use a towel and place it under your knee. Okay. And you're going to slowly sink your body weight down. It doesn't matter what your back foot is doing. We're focusing more about what's happening here in this hip girdle. As you sink down, you want to sink the weight downwards towards the mat, not necessarily forward towards your front knee. You can use your palms to support you, keeping your back straight. Should be a pretty gentle stretch along the front of your thigh here, your hip flexors. And then if your back knee is your left foot, you're gonna reach your left arm up. So you should feel the entire left side of your body being extended. Now you wanna lean towards the right hand side just a little bit. Good, and back to the center, release your hands down to the floor. Now you're gonna tuck your back toes underneath and you're gonna lean back. Shifting the body back towards the back heel now. Your right knee is extended, but without your knee pushing down. So don't lock up that knee, soften it, but keep your leg fairly straight. And then you're gonna take a long, deep inhale. As you inhale, you wanna lengthen and stretch your spine nice and long. Open up your chest. And as you exhale, you're gonna slowly try to fold the body over that front leg. Now this is your first forward bend of the evening. If you haven't been stretching in the past couple of days, you'll feel very tight. So take it easy on yourself and bend your knee as much as you need. Keeping your back as neutral as possible. Try not to round it, try to keep it straight. Flexing the right toes. Good, and then release that. Slowly come back up. Back to where we were, right in the middle, with your right knee being in 90 degree. Now you're gonna take a long inhale, you're gonna reach your right arm up. As you exhale, you're gonna draw the belly in and you're gonna twist towards the right side, closing the space between your belly and the thigh here. Really close that space, get as close as possible. And then you're gonna place your hands together once you're in the twist, like a palm. That's it. If you are able to stay in the palm position, you're gonna use your palms to push against each other, and then eventually reaching the thumb towards the center of your chest. That's it, there you go. Good. If you want to challenge yourself here, you slowly tuck your back toes under and lift up the back knee. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Release that. Hands down. You're going to step back and rest in child's pose. You should feel a slight difference in between the two sides of the body. Your right leg would feel a little bit more loose, and the right side of your chest would feel a little bit more open compared to the left. So now I'm going to do the same sequence on the left side. So you're going to slowly come up, stepping the left foot in front, and putting some cushion underneath your right knee. Take your time to set up. The first one we're going to do is sinking the body weight down and stretching your legs this way. So you're going to slowly stretch. Now if you're doing it straight in front like so, sometimes this right hip bone, if you're tight around here, will want to turn to the side and you end up facing almost 45 degrees off to the side. You want to try to readjust and redirect your hip bones here to face directly forward. Good, and then you're gonna reach your right arm up. And you're gonna lean towards the left side. So if your left knee is in front, then the right arm comes up. That's right, Carmen, you're doing it right. And you're gonna lean towards your left. That's it. So you'll feel from, almost like from the armpits down to the lats, down to like your obliques, down to the front of your hip flexor. Good, come back to center, exhale, and slowly go back, shifting the body weight into the forward bend. We'll do the twist in the end. Take your time. You don't have to sit on your heel, but rather just try to extend and stretch out the hamstrings, the back of your calf. To make sure that your leg is engaged, by flexing your toes, you're going to stretch that calf. Great, and slowly release that. Coming back to the center, we'll do the last one, which is the twist. So make sure your hips are centered, you're squared. You're gonna reach your right arm up. Take an inhale, exhale all the way, and twist towards the left side. Closing the space between your belly, your chest, and your thigh. And you're gonna place your palm together. It's harder to breathe when you're in a deep twisted position, so you have to keep the breath a little bit more shallow, with just chest breathing. When you're ready, lifting the back knee off the floor. And exhale, release. Hands down, step back. Take your cushion away, go into child's pose. And see how you feel. See if you feel more balanced now with both sides stretched out. A few deep breaths. Send the breath down all the way towards your lower back, towards the belly. Sitting your hips down towards the heels. Good, and we're going to slowly come forward, lower the belly down. We're going to prepare your lower back for upward dog. So with your belly on the floor, just keep your feet mat distance wide. So make them just a little bit wider, just within the mat. Keep the hands underneath the shoulders, the fingers to spread. Your first thing, you're gonna roll the shoulders away from the ear so you create space for your neck. And then you're gonna slowly come up, keeping your elbows a little bit bent, just to test out how your low back feels today. Roll the shoulders back and then belly forward, chest forward, pelvis forward. And you're going to slowly extend the left arm straight and turn towards the right side and gaze towards the right heel. Eventually, if you turn a little bit more, you'll be able to see your left heel as well. You're going to come back, exhale, come all the way down. Do the same thing on the other side, so slowly come up. Start with halfway. Chest forward, shoulders back. And then gently pushing the arms straight, turning your head towards the left shoulder. Look for your left heel. And then turn a little bit more. Look for that right heel. But you're still turning towards your left. Good, and exhale, come back down to the center and relax. You can relax your arms back and turn your head to one side. Relax the heels so they're just kind of like flopping out. Good, and I'm gonna go into a deeper right now. So coming back to the center, let's tie your feet. You want to bring them just a tiny little bit closer towards each other, but still hip distance wide. You're gonna come up, start with halfway again, and then making sure that you're in this beautiful arch with your back. The chest is coming forward, the shoulders are rolling back. And then when you're ready, you can push your arms all the way straight. It's going to intensify your stretch. Feel the front of your belly. And if you feel comfortable, you can tuck your toes so that you have a little bit of power to push off so that your thighs are coming off the floor. Once your thighs are off the floor, the toes are flat, pointing back. And exhale, this time you can go back to child's pose. Stretch. And we're going to tuck your toes under, going into our first downward dog. So in the downward dog, you're just going to cycle the heels. Keep your arms straight. Your hamstrings and your calves still need some time to open up and get warm. Main point is that you want to shift your weight more towards your legs and your heels, more so than your palms. If you put too much weight on your hands, you are not able to stay in the downward dog for too long. Because after a while, your wrist hurts. Shift it more towards your toes and your heels. And then check your neck. Make sure that your neck is still relaxed. You kind of just make sure it's kind of like bobbling around. Totally soft. And then when you're ready, going into the downward dog, reaching to heels towards the mat. If this is too much for you, you soften the knee a little bit, keeping your spine straight. Great, and you're gonna step your right foot forward. Draw the back heel down, we're gonna go into triangle, but you're gonna stand up first. Come all the way up. Okay, so I talk about the alignment a lot. So again, I'll just repeat. In the triangle position, you wanna draw a straight line from the front heel, and it should dissect right in the middle of your back foot. And that back foot, notice that my toes are slightly turned in. Okay, so they're not pointing out, but they're slightly turned in. So the right toes are pointing straight forward, the left toes are kind of pointing 45 degrees. But now your hips, when you're in the triangle pose, I want you to imagine yourself kind of being aligned with the edge of your mat as much as you can. So the hip bones are kind of facing the computer. It's a little bit awkward, and you want to tuck your tailbone in a little bit. Okay, if you have a block, you can use a block to reach down. If you don't, that's okay. You're gonna extend your right arm out. You're gonna reach out as much as you can. So keeping the extension of your rib cage here, you're gonna reach down towards your block. If you don't have your block, then just grab onto the shin, mid shin if you're tight, and then make sure that the right knee is soft. like keeping it straight. Now, turning the chest towards the computer or towards the side of the room so that the chest is pointing the same way as your hip bones. And then you're gonna take the left arm straight up. You're gonna turn your head, gazing up towards the fingertips. Beautiful. Make sure that you're not hyperextending that right knee. So you don't want to feel like you're straining the knee or you're pushing the knee back. Good, and you're gonna slowly come up. Slowly come up. There you go. Now we're gonna move into, from the triangle, we're gonna move into a half moon, which is exactly the same position, but with 1 foot only on the floor. So the alignment is exactly the same. You're gonna move either your block a couple inches forward, or if this is, you don't have a block, then you place your hand on the floor. You're gonna move it forward, and you lift the back leg up off the floor, keeping your balance here. And you're gonna slowly, first stage, you can just stay here without your hand reaching up and just work on your hips alignment and the chest facing the side of the room. Once you're comfortable, then you're gonna reach your left arm up to become the star shape. This beautiful, good. Three, two, one. Slowly come back down to where you were, back to the triangle, and then come back up. Good. We're just gonna swap sides. So you're gonna bring your block, and you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Swap. First one is the triangle. Arms out, reach out, and down, as low as you can reach. So the goal for this triangle pose is eventually you want to be able to hook onto the big toe with your 2 fingers and still be able to maintain balance and not feeling like your leg's about to be ripped off of your body. That's the goal. Good. Open up the chest as much as you can. Good, and slowly release that. Come on up, take a mini break. And then just get mentally prepared for the next one. It's the half moon, so shift your block or your fingers a couple inches forward. And then first, lift up the back foot. It's the most important thing. And then open the hip. Second step, you can still gaze down if this is as far as your balance can manage. Then you turn to look up with your right arm. So do it step by step. Good. 3, 2, 1. Exhale down, release. Whew. That was a shaky one. You're gonna turn your toes facing forward now. And the distance of your legs, you want them to be just kind of right underneath your palms. Wrist distance. Okay. Toes are straight forward. Now when your toes are on the mat, you want to grip the mat like you're gripping with your fingers. And once you start activating your toes, the inner arches of your feet become more active and it helps with your balance. So the same goes for all of these one leg balancing pose. So now with that in mind, we're just gonna do a forward bend here. So with your hips pushing back, you're gonna keep your legs as straight as you can. I'm gonna do a side view for you guys. Pushing back, Chest forward, back straight as much as you can. Soften the knee if you're starting to feel tight. Then you're gonna place your hands underneath. Now the fingers go in line with your toes. So it's a straight line with your toes. And then you're gonna inhale, lengthen the chest. You're gonna exhale, bend your elbow. Your elbow should point straight towards the back of that side. And you're gonna lengthen your upper body and pulling the top of the head down towards the mat. Good. Donna, you can just place your palms on the mat. That's it. And then the elbows pointing towards your rower. Your palms are flat on the floor, facing down. Yeah, that's it. Elbows towards the rower. Now pull the top of the head down towards the mat. Good. That's it. And slowly look forward. Place your hands onto the hips. Come all the way back up. Take a mini break. Take a mini break here. Second one, we're gonna do the same thing, but this time without the help of your hands. So you're just gonna come down, keeping your hands on your hips. You're just gonna come down slowly. Now this time the elbows here, they are still active. They're kind of pulled back like chicken wings. You're gonna slowly come down. This is the only way you can activate still your body to pull your head down. Same thing, the goal is to reach the top of the head towards the floor. Good, slowly come on up. Using your toes to grip. Take a breather. Okay, last one. You can choose to use a towel if you have super tight shoulders. Otherwise, you're gonna interlace the fingers behind the back. Now, when you do that, a lot of people instantly roll their shoulders forward when they do that. I want you to roll them back as much as you can. You see the difference here? The shoulders back. So you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. You're imagining that you have to squeeze a pen in between your shoulder blades. So that way you really open up this whole front area of your chest. Doing the same movement, coming forward and down. Head towards the floor. Hands are reaching, still interlaced towards the mat. If this is too tight for you, you can use a towel instead of interlacing the finger. Good. And keeping the grip a little bit closer as much as you can. Vanessa, are you able to reach your arms up towards the ceiling? Yeah, there you go. Woo! I can hear your pecs screaming. 3, 2, 1. Slowly come on up. Whoa, yay. And release. Whoa. How is it? Not too bad, right? If you did a lot of push-up this week, you might feel it. Now we're gonna come back, feet together. We'll finish with a few more standing balancing poses, and then we'll go into the floor poses. So the same technique I taught you, spread those toes, grip the floor. You're gonna start with your left foot as your anchor. So the toes are pointing straight forward. And then your knee, I'm against the white wall, so you should be able to see. So if I'm keeping my legs straight without hyperextending my knee, they should look like this. But if I'm pushing my kneecap back, they're gonna look like that. Can you see the difference? A very subtle difference, because I don't have, so this is me, knee soft. This is me yanking my knee back. So this is just me standing, but knee soft. This is me yanking it back. As you push this kneecap back, you're gonna feel a pressure around I don't know. For me, it just feels very unnatural. But for some people, this is how they stand. But I want to train that you are still able to stand and engage those legs with the knees a little bit soft. So because you don't want to hyperextend that joint. Okay. So have that in mind when you're doing any standing balancing pose. You're going to place your right foot into the inner thigh as high up as you can. And you're going to dig the heel towards the inner thigh to kind of hold it there. Good. And when you're ready, you can place your hands into prayer position. If this is too tricky for you to balance, you're going to lower it down, either below or above the kneecap, but never push your knee, push against the knee. Okay, so below or above. And once you find your sweet spot, you challenge yourself by closing your eyes. Remove any hazardous objects around you before you attempt that. Great, and slowly look forward. Good, don't drop your foot yet, just yet. You're gonna interlace the fingers onto the right shin and pick up the knee. Right here, pick up the knee. Good, still balancing here. Then you're gonna place your hands on your hips and you're gonna point those toes and extend your foot forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale down. Whew. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Do the same thing on the other side. Yep, shake, shake, shake. And when you're ready, first one is the tree pose. Heel pushing in towards the inner thigh. And then this muscle here is being engaged. Hands into prayer. Good. Staying here or closing your eyes. Three, 2, 1. Wonderful. Slowly open your eyes. Grabbing onto the left shin now. Good. Rebalance. And then when you're ready, hands on hips, point toes, point forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale down. Shake it out. And you might sit down. Sit down on the mat. And slowly ease into the floor postures now. I'm going to start with the butterfly pose, the forward bend. So feet together, soles together, and see if we can adjust and kind of pull your glutes back a little bit so the meaty part of your bum is away and you're kind of just left with your sit bones close towards the mat. Hands on your thighs. Hands on your feet. You're gonna lift the chest, keep your back as straight as possible. And then the elbows are coming in towards yourself, not out. And you're gonna lean forward. As you lean forward, you'll find that you're able to rest the elbows onto the inner thigh. We do that, and it helps to keep the inner thigh kind of pressed down as well. Continue to reach forward with your chest, leaning forward with your chest. So think about touching the chest towards your toes. Let's go to the extent where you feel the stretch. It's a feeling like, ooh, I can feel it. It's happening, it's stretching, but not like, oh my God, I'm dying. Not that well yet. So find that sweet spot and stay there. After a few breaths, you'll feel that your body starts to soften up. Won't fight you as much, and then we'll loosen up a little bit. Then you're able to go a little bit deeper. Good, and slowly come up. Exhale, release, close your knees, and you can lie down. Hugging your knees towards the chest. And just draw a few circles here. Circle the other way around. Good, and you're gonna cross just the ankles. And if you're tight, you can grab a towel. Let me find my towel. If you don't have a towel, I'll show you the other way to do it. If you have a towel, grab the towel. So your ankles are crossed, your knees a little bit soft. You're gonna wrap your towels kind of on the soles of your feet here. You're gonna try to extend your legs straight, or as straight as possible. And then you're gonna try to pull your shin down towards your face. Eventually, at some point, your knees are gonna kind of wanna bend. Just let it bend. If you don't have a towel, you do the same thing, but you're gonna have to grab on to your ankles to begin with. And soften the knee as much as you can, and then bring the shin down towards the face. For this one, you'll feel more on the back, like right where the hamstrings, the belly of the hamstring. Good, and release that. You're gonna do the same thing on the other side, so cross the other ankle on top. Wrap your towel. And pull. Your legs are shaking. That's okay. You just bend a little bit more. And you're gonna release that. Release the towel. Soften your knees again. Just bring them into your chest. Draw circles. We're gonna go into a very relaxed twist here to finish our practice tonight. So you're gonna cross the right knee over the left. And if you want, you can wrap your toes around the shin as well. If you can't reach your toes around the shin, that's totally fine. You can just leave them. And if your right knee is over your left, you should be dropping your legs towards the left side. Extend your arms out to the side like a T shape. Try to keep the right shoulder on the mat. Now you're going to turn your head towards the right side. Knees are reaching towards the left. Trying to keep the right shoulders on the floor. Good, and slowly come back to the center. Uncross your legs, switching sides. So left knee on top. Drop to the right side. Reaching your knees down to the mat. And turn your head to the left. Good, and bring your legs back to the center. Uncross them. Hug your knees one more time. Feel your entire lower back and your sacrum area on the mat. And then when you're ready, you can extend and relax into your final Savasana. So you're in this comfortable sleeping pose. So you can lie down on the floor or rest in Savasana for the last 2 minutes. So the palms are facing up. You're just kind of completely relaxed there. Your legs are, a little bit apart. Relaxing your breathing now. So just back to normal breathing. And you're going to slowly move your fingers, your toes, and just kind of awaken your body from your Savasana. Take your time and just roll to the side, resting the body on the side. Good. Be super lazy when you come up, so just kind of come up with your head last. Yeah. You guys survived. I think someone's asleep. I think someone named Maria is asleep. Well, thank you. Thank you, ladies, for joining tonight.
Nice
Thank
to see
you.
you, Sarah. Nice to see everybody, but I love that redhead right there. So good.
I know, right?
So good, babe. Thanks, Milla.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Milla.
Yeah.
Have a good evening.
Very
Yeah,
much,
peace
Milla.
out, friends.
Guys, next week.
Good night, everyone.
Peace
Bye-bye.
out.
Bye, thank you.
Night-night.